Well, hello everybody and welcome to our team call tonight. Thank you all for coming on. We've got a couple of announcements and we've got a couple of things going on. Tonight's team call, we've got a special guest, Cade Hansen from Droplii. Some of you will have heard of Droplii, a lot of you won't have. Don't worry, Cade's going to explain it, and then you can. It's an app which you can purchase, but you don't have to. But Cade's going to explain it so you can see the benefits if you so wish to use it in your business. We are starting to use it, and we think it's very, very useful and cost effective. So Cade will explain that in a second. I'm just going to, and then the second part of the call, after Cade's done his thing, I'll then go through some of the slides and some of the things we learned at the Leaders Summit for the Diamonds and Above in Morocco last week. Sometime, was it? Last week? Something like that. Feels like a couple of days ago, but then it feels like a month ago. So it wasn't very long ago. So we learned loads of new information, and we got some. I got some stats from last year and where we're going this year that a lot of you will be interested in, or should be interested in, because I love it. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. Just a couple of things. Convention and Builders Days. We've got the Leaders Day on 2019 next year, which is on the 15th of May. The Leaders Day is for, I forgot, Premiers or Silvers and above. Pretty sure it's Premiers and above. Totally forgot, totally spaced that. If I've lied, then I apologise, but I'm pretty sure it's Premiers and above the Leaders Day is. The Builders Day is for anybody doing the business. And then you've got Convention, which is the 17th and 18th of May in Dusseldorf. And the Gala is on the 17th of May in the evening. doTERRA on tour. So we've got some of the spring tour events, which are in the UK. These are the dates. We've also got the summer tours, which will be coming up, but the dates aren't available for those either yet. The incentive trip was announced by Lisa in Morocco, and it's in Bulgaria at Esoterra. So that is very exciting. Now we've got our special guest, Cade, who is going to be talking about Droplii. So over to you, Cade. Thanks for coming on and joining us.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Nathan. I'm happy to be here. I'm jealous that you guys got to go to Morocco. That sounds great.
It was nice.
I'll bet it was.
I should have put some pictures on, actually.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. So yeah, happy to be here. I just want to take a few minutes. If you have questions, I'm not sure how you typically do this in your team, but if you want to send them out maybe in the chat, I can respond to those questions. Should only take a few minutes. So yeah, I'm just going to start.
People can put it on the chat if they want to, and then we can respond, or at the end, they can just ask away.
Perfect. Okay, great. I'm going to share my screen here. Let's just double check. Here we go. I'll click share here, and we'll minimize that. Awesome. So hopefully you can all see my screen here. It's just a web browser, and it says Europe. If you can't see my screen, holler, let me know. Can you all see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure. Great. So, yeah, I think just to give you a little bit of background on Droplii, we've been around for a handful of years, and we're really trying to help people, kind of ease the barriers with sharing oil knowledge, especially with new customers, and also kind of like Nathan mentioned, make it cost effective. Because we all know it can be super expensive to, buy books, especially in Europe, or it sounds like your team's all over the place. So, wherever you may be. So I'm just going to walk you through the app. I'm actually going to come over here and share my phone screen with you. So you'll actually be able to see me interact with Droplii here. So there are two sides to Droplii, and I'll explain that, kind of how this works, and then our pricing model for you. So the first side to Droplii is what we call our oil content. So we have oils, blends, supplements, and this is all doTERRA specific. So I'll just click on one of these so you can see how you can kind of interact with the app. So you have all the oils here. If I click on one, I'll just click on bergamot so you can kind of see what that looks like. We have bergamot and then all these different application methods. These are all interactive. So if I click on one, it'll explain, you know, how to apply bergamot topically or what you can do exactly with bergamot, as well as safety information, because we take that really seriously here. So we have some cautions here, and then any specific safety information for a specific oil is found here under this safety tab. And then you can see here also, you know, especially helpful for new users because they don't know, you know, what an oil can be used for. And so we've outlined here all the different use cases for an oil. If I click that, it'll expand and I can come in here and see what bergamot can be used for. Some primary, secondary, and then other uses as well. And these are all clickable. And that takes you into another section of the app that has different recipes and protocols for each of these different ailments or uses. So that's how this tab looks, just the basic oil content. The blends look the same, just something to highlight here. We are using generic names to be compliant. So, you know, we get a lot of feedback all the time. Hey, can you make it so, you know, users can change that on their own? We're working through some of those things. This is always kind of evolving and getting better and better. So we are working through some of those things to make it even a better experience for you. But right now we do have the generic blend names in there. And the same goes for supplements. Those are all generic as well. So moving along here onto this next tab, this is our uses and recipes tab. By far the most popular, you know, place in our app is this tab here. And you can see if you're a current user, a new user of oils, you can come in here and you can search based on different interests. And I'll just kind of scroll through this slowly because people like to see what we have in here. Just our main use categories. You can click on these and then it expands into a bunch of different use options or ailments. And so I just clicked on all uses there, and I'll come down here and we'll click on anger. So if I click on anger here, then I'm in the use and I can look and see what are some common oils for anger. Again, that expands out. You can see some common oils for anger. And then this is really the power behind Droplii, is all of our content. So we have thousands of recipes and protocols that are in our app, and they've all been categorized in order based on popularity. And so you can see these different upvotes here. These are all different recipes: focus and smile, sit and chill, and the list goes on and on and on. The community at large has upvoted this recipe, focus and smile, 170 times. So it made it to the top. And right here, you can see just basic ingredients, instructions, some different uses for the recipe. You can give it a heart. That means you like it. I'll show you what that means in a second. You can give it an upvote. Oops, I didn't want to skew the results. So I'm going to take my upvote away from that. You can also share. And this is really, really popular because a lot of people right now, to share recipes and protocols, they're taking pictures with their phones or they're doing screenshots. You can simply just put it into a message, that recipe right into a message, and it pulls it in. So you can easily just text it off to somebody, or a couple other sharing options. You can copy it and paste it on Facebook, you know, into a messenger. You can email it. However you like to share, you're pretty much covered with sharing through there. So those two tabs cover the content side of Droplii. And you know, if a user wants to just purchase that side of Droplii, they can go to our website and purchase it. It's about I think €5. And so what we're advertising, you know, because most of you are probably builders and leaders, what we're showing is our mentor subscription. And so that's what kind of Nathan was referring to, that you could purchase. And you will get if you want to purchase it, No pressure, but you will get a discount through a code that we'll send out to Nathan just after we finish up here. If you follow that, it'll automatically take off either your first month on a monthly subscription, or it'll take off €9 on a yearly subscription. And so I'm going to show you just real quick what it means to be a subscriber and why it would make sense for somebody to pay for a Droplii subscription. So all of that I just went through, yeah, I believe if you purchase it, it's €5 or €6. I can't remember the exact exchange. But if you're a subscriber with Droplii and you're paying Droplii's monthly subscription or yearly subscription, then you get a screen that looks just like this. And you actually have the ability to click this button right here. And when you hit that share button, it creates a specific link to you. And down here, you can see there's a little link URL. You can text that off to somebody. You can message it to them on Facebook Messenger or send it in an email. A lot of people put it in welcome packets for new customers. And what that is going to do when somebody follows that link is it's going to take them to a screen that looks just like this. So you click the share button, you create a special link, and you can customize the text that gets sent out depending on how you're using Droplii. If you're doing a class and you just want to give everyone that came a thank you, prize kind of, you can customize that text before you send it out. And once somebody clicks on that link, they're taken to this screen right here. And then they'll put in their basic information, their email, they'll create a password, and then they'll be prompted to go to the App Store or the Google Play Store and download the app that would normally have cost them €5 or €6, and they'll get that app completely for free. And what's in that app is what we were highlighting before, all that content that we went through. Your users will be able to have that at their fingertips for absolutely no cost. And once they download the app, then their contact information automatically goes back into your Droplii app. So let me show you how that looks. If I go to my contacts tab here, I'm actually on someone else's account. I'm on one of my coworker Hannah's accounts. And so these are all the people that she has shared Droplii with. So if I click on one of those, I can easily, I have what they're interested in because the app prompts them, asks them, hey, what are you interested in? Thanks for downloading Droplii. And I have their email, their phone number. I can click these and I can send a text or give a phone call straight from the app. And then you can even put notes in about a specific person. So if you met somebody at a course, or if they have a favorite interest you want to highlight, you can just note it down really quickly and have it there for reference for later. You can also put contacts into different groups. And so you can have, these are just some examples, new enrollments, work or family, and you can easily move people from one group to another. And then just to highlight the last kind of little thing here. So that right there is a picture of me. So this is Hannah's, actually, here, I'm just going to do this really quickly. I'm going to log out and log back in with my credentials so you can see exactly what this will look like. Sorry, I'm on a testing phone here, so it's being a little bit slow. All right, so we'll back out of that. So what that was referencing, so this is Hannah's account that I'm in right now, and Hannah shared the app with me originally. And so, well, sorry, I shared the app with Hannah originally. And so my picture was on that screen that you saw. And what that shows users that you share the app with is that you are their mentor. So if they have any questions or anything like that, they can easily reach out to you either in Droplii app, or they can call or text you as well straight from the app. And so, oh, here we go. I was able to do that. Log in. Sorry, I haven't used this tester phone for a minute. Let me pull this back up. Okay. All right, so yeah, let's see. So you can see here, Cade, there's Hannah right there. So Hannah shared the app with me originally, and so her face is highlighted right there. And if I have any questions, I can easily come up here. I can send her a quick chat, or I can access her from over here as my mentor. And she's chosen not to put her phone number in, which you can totally do. She's just made herself accessible to me by email. Just kind of going back on this real quick, and then I can get to some questions because I know some are coming in. As far as recipes and protocols, we do give users the ability to add any user. So if you share the app with somebody, they can put in their own protocols and recipes. Every protocol and recipe that comes in is vetted by our content team. We want to make sure that everything's going to be safe in here, that it's going to be reliable information. We've also been making a handful of partnerships with fairly well-known content creators, and you'll be seeing that coming to the Droplii app soon. We'll have a tab in here for branded content. So we have a handful of book companies that we're working with, and they've given us their content to put into our app as well. And so you can see that. And so if content is ever, an issue, hey, where is this content coming through? You can always go to that content that you're already probably familiar with. And so you'd have a reliable source there. And any recipes that you favorite or input, they show up here on this left-hand side. So all the recipes that I've favorited, they're right in here for quick access later. So if I want to share those or anything like that, I can do so just with a couple clicks of a button. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to just grab these questions real quick. Are there any questions? Do we want to open this up?
If you want, Cade, I'll go down the questions and just ask them too.
Great.
If you want.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be wonderful.
and then if people want to drop in more questions in there, that's great. Marius has asked, is Droplii available in Spanish?
Good question. So we'll be working on that this year. It is not yet available in other languages other than English right now, but we will be working on translation and hopefully have that come summertime.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Nicola says that she has Droplii already. And she asks, are you going to stop the ability for people to share a link I give them, as then it reduces the added value, I think?
So let me just make sure I understand that question. Are we going to stop the ability to share a link?
I think, yeah, maybe she has a version when you first set up or something where it wasn't paid for and you could share the link. I don't know.
Can I just say, Nathan?
Yeah.
Oh, go on then, Nicola. There you go.
If you give it to somebody who you're giving it as a gift to, and you're saying
Yes.
it's worth X amount of pounds, there's nothing at the moment to stop them sharing it with somebody else and then just joining and using that link.
That's right. Yeah. Currently, there's not. And so we've had a handful of people reach out to us and express that concern. We've been monitoring that fairly closely, and we haven't seen really that much abuse at all. We've had a few instances, where customers reach out to us and say, hey, this person shouldn't have a link or this or that. It's been very, very few in the 40,000+ shares that have happened on Droplii so far. So no promises right now. It is something that we are looking into and trying to figure out how we can, minimize that if it ever were to become an issue. So yeah, that's to answer that question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Nicola. Sophie wants to know, is it available in pounds?
Yes, yeah, so I'll come back to this screen real quick. This link right here, you can choose your country, Australian dollars, Canadian dollars, New Zealand, Great British pounds, sorry. Yep, I forgot, you're not in euros. Yeah, so there's the Great British pounds right there, my bad.
No, that's all right. We're just highly offended right now. No, I'm just kidding. It's most of our team is all over Europe, you see, so it's fine.
Okay, great. I heard someone is in Barbados, so.
Yes, on holiday though.
Oh, okay.
Daniel's asked, how many people can you give this out to per month or year? Is there a limit?
Nope, no limit. So we always just kind of throw out the caution to people. Remember, whoever you share Droplii with, they will have access to you in a way, either through chatting with you on Droplii or your information if you provide to give that information in the app. So, obviously, maybe don't put it out there for the whole world to see unless you want to be the whole world's first line of defense for oil knowledge, which you may want to be.
Well, maybe for your own context, I think you definitely do want to be that for your own personal enrollment, which is probably who you're sending this to generally.
Yeah, exactly.
Daniel wants to know if Anna is on commission. Do you know that?
If Hannah is on commission?
If Anna is on commission. I think that's a very important question for him. No, I'm just kidding. Anna wants to know, does it have Symphony of the Sales protocols? Do you know Symphony of the Sales?
Does it have, sorry, what was that?
Does it have Symphony of the Sales protocols? Do you know Symphony of the Sales? What that is?
I don't personally. Let me ask our content director really quickly. I'll just ask her in a message and she'll get right back to me.
Okay.
Symphony of the Sales protocols, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, great. I'll ask her, and then if you want to move on to the next one, if there are any others, then we can
another question. How would a new customer be able to know which blends are which? Is there a page detailing this?
So how would the customer be able to know which detail is which?
Which blends? So on there.
I see, like for doTERRA specific, right?
Yeah, like the Peace blend. But it won't say Peace blend on it, will it? I'm assuming.
No, it will not. Yeah, we don't have an info sheet on Droplii, no. And so,
does it follow the same as Modern Essentials then? The way?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So we just need to make them aware of that then. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. And again, that is something that we are working on with doTERRA. There's a lot of legal things that go into that. And so we're just trying to make sure that we're covered everywhere.
Why are the pounds more than euros? I think you misread that, V. I think it was €8.99 and £7.99. Adeli wants to know, are any other languages? Adeli's from Italy, so will Italy be being worked on, or any other languages being worked on?
Yeah, so Spanish. Spanish will be our first language, and then we're going to base it off of downloads per country start in Europe. So obviously that'll be our next area. Spanish just made the most sense because we have a lot of users already in Mexico.
So if Adeli wants Italian, she's got to get people to download.
Get a lot of people on. Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of a chicken and egg situation, that.
a little bit. No, so yeah, I think so. Spanish, French, Italian, German, those are kind of the top ones that we're looking into right now. Spanish will definitely be first though.
Okay, perfect. And there is a referral scheme type thing, is there?
Yeah. Yeah, there is. So the way that works, whoever you share Droplii with, how, sharing through the traditional mode, how I just explained, by giving them that free app, if they then upgrade in the future, then you will get credit for that. At any time, if they upgrade in 2 years, if you're still a subscriber, you'll get credit for that referral. There's also another mode to referring people. If there are people that just need to be subscribers and it doesn't really make sense for them to just have the free, content side of the app that you've given them, there's another link that you can share with them, and that's also in the app. And what that does is it just gives them automatic access as well as a discount. So it takes them to this exact page right here. So it explains a little bit. Oh, I apologize. It explains a little bit about what Droplii is, and then it takes them to this drop down where they can select their currency. And once they select their currency, they'll automatically be given a discount through you. So yeah, there is a little bit of referral. And the way that it's stacked right now is we give you 2 credits automatically. Once you get to 5 people that have subscribed through you because of you, then you get 6 months of Droplii for free. and we just continue that same pattern on and on and on and on. So there's no end to that. So we have a handful of people that are already, they have 18 or 24 months of Droplii for free just because they shared a lot.
Oh, goody! I get Droplii free for 6 months.
That's true.
No, what I was going to say to everybody on the call is that if you've got if people sign up to it, they don't necessarily have to use our link. They can use each other's links. We're recommending this not for referral purposes, which you probably will understand that, but because we think it is a good app.
You guys actually didn't even know about the referral program until this morning, and I asked for your link. So that's true.
So yes, Nicola, if you want to put your link in there, then people can jump on that if they want and use Nicola's link so she can get some free. If you all want to share links with each other and all help each other out, that's great. Okay, any other questions? Anything else, Kate?
Not that I can think of it.
Anna's asked, does each oil give the contraindications?
Sorry, does it give the what indications?
Contraindications.
Contraindications? Yes.
So basically, does it give the negative effects or anything like that, or some things, do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand that. I'm asking our content director.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
It's just sometimes if people are on medicine or things like that, it's very important that sometimes we say, it says like a little disclaimer on there, things like that, really. I think that's more
right.
Anna's talking about. Is that right, Anna? I suppose there's other things with it as well.
We have a handful of things in the application where we do have disclaimers. The disclaimers that we have currently for each oil deal with pregnancy, photosynthesis. There are a handful. It does, yeah. So we have those generic with those disclaimers for pregnancy, photosynthesis, and other things like that.
Okay, good. Okay.
If there's heartburn, certain ones have heartburn. If there's anything specific that needs to be in there, from that standpoint, we'd love to hear about it. Howdy@droplii.com is our support channel, and we love those things, just making this bigger and better. That's one thing too. If anybody has questions, we're always on support. There is a time difference, so we try to respond really quickly. Howdy@droplii.com, and I'll put that also out for Nathan to send out later.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you, Cade. Sorry, guys, we'll move on, but thank you very much, Cade, for coming on tonight.
Of course, yeah. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
And you are welcome to join our team call. And if you want to come over to the dark side as a wellness advocate, it's amazing. Welcome, Cade.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that.
Take care, everyone.
See you, mate. Bye. Oh, Cade, how do we show everyone our link? They want that.
So I'm gonna send you the link right now. Is that okay?
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, I can put it on Silver Blossom. And then if other people want to put, when I put I'll put a message on Silver Blossom up, and then you can just put your link on there as well if you want to on Silver Blossom. That'd be fine. And then people can just use whatever. If you get, like Nicola, if you get to 6, does it tell them how many people get there?
Yeah. So if you if you're in the Droplii app, sorry, just to avoid having to go share again. I don't know how well you could see this, but if you're in the app, it does show you.
Okay. So if people, oh, thank you, Cade.
Yeah.
So if people get to like their 6 months free, if they just put it in the comments in Silver Blossom, so that then people can move on to the next link and everyone can help each other out there. That's all right.
Yeah. And that link that was just shared from NOO to everyone, that is to get the content side for free. Okay. So that won't actually give you, Nicola, that's not actually going to give you the discount that we discussed. Nicola, if you want to give everyone that discount, just go up to the 3 bars on the left-hand side, click the referral program, and then share that link from there.
Okay.
Yeah, any questions, send them my way.
Perfect.
Thanks, Cade. Can I just say something, Nate?
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. Hey, Cade, I came on just towards the end.
Oh, awesome.
I just building a website at the moment. Thank you so much for sharing that. I just wanted to share that, I got quite excited when I spoke to you guys at the doTERRA convention about the app. It was me, Rochelle, and Vanessa were there. We were all quite excited. Do you remember? We got quite excited, and it's really good, because the thing I really like about it, and what I've been loving, is that I share it with some people that I'm just trying to get interested in the oils as well, because it is free, so I can just share it with people, and it's kind of a good passive way of getting people interested in the oils, where you don't have to talk so much at people. You've done a little bit of introduction, then I've shared the app with them, so they can kind of start looking themselves, and that can get a bit of interest. But also I've used it in my classes at the end as an incentive. So I'll say, if you sign out, you get the app for free. And it's been really good. And I love, I know you've gone through it all, and I've missed most of it, so I don't want to repeat it. But I don't know if you mentioned on each of the oils, I like the science, because you have science links to things, which you probably said, but
I didn't actually know. Glad you brought that up.
That's something that I love. And to do with the safety, on each oil, you have all the sensitivity, don't you, and all that kind of stuff, and it goes into the internal use and where to be careful. So it kind of has your back covered and gives people reassurance when they're starting to use the oils. So yeah, I think it's great. So thanks so much for sharing.
Awesome. Yeah, I appreciate the time.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Okay, so do you want me to go, Nate?
Yes. So everyone stay on, because we're going to go through the Morocco leadership, hopefully in 30 minutes, unless you've got loads of questions. But people, you can leave if you want to watch the. Oh, rubbish! Did I press? Oh, I did press record. Woo! I missed that. But you can always leave and go live. So we do only come on once a month, so it's not going to be the half hour, which we always try and do and never achieve. So it's probably going to be an hour and a bit. But
it's once a month now, so we've got more excuse.
But you can always come back on and watch it later if you want to. So, but stay on, don't leave.
Okay, so before anyone does leave there, you definitely want to stay on for this next bit, which is the reason I've just popped on, because I'm trying to put myself in a cave so I actually get this website done. Otherwise, we're never getting it finished. Too many distractions. But I wanted to come on because I'm sure you're probably all aware that we have had some very sad news this week, to be fair, with regards to corporate. We've been doing the doTERRA business for almost 5 years now. It's crazy. And some of the highlights for us, one of the main highlights has been when Lisa Burke joined the corporate team. We were so excited. The first time Nathan and I met Lisa, we just knew things were gonna, really improve in the corporate wellness advocate communication. We knew this was a woman that could get things done, and she was just great at building relationships, so personable, such a wonderful personality, so loving, so caring, so in tune with everything that doTERRA is. And as you've all experienced, she's been amazing and just really helped so much take Europe, to the point it's getting to now. It's really accelerated the growth, and she's been amazing. But because of personal reasons, Lisa felt, and she's going to speak to us in a second, but anyway, she's left corporate, as I think you're probably all aware, which is sad in that sense, but we are very fortunate to not be losing Lisa at all, and everyone as advocate out there will still have a bit of Lisa, because she is staying with doTERRA, and she's decided that she would like to help her daughters and build her own doTERRA business. So we're really excited about that. And we wanted to just, give Lisa some space on this team call tonight to maybe just explain a little bit why she's done that and her feelings. So introducing the wonderful Lisa Burke. Are you there, Lisa? Cool. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, she's there. She can hear us.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we are. Hi, Lisa. I can't hear you anymore. Have you got her on mute, babe?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. Yeah, great to be on here, and thank you for that introduction and kind words, Bex. That means a lot to me. Yeah, it's been a phenomenal journey so far with doTERRA over the last couple of years, and it's been a really busy time in the corporate world. And you know, just last year alone, I did over 120 flights all over Europe, and as well as some international flights. And it really got to a stage where, you know, I really had to evaluate just, you know, where I was at, where I was going. And of course, at the same time, I watched the incredible growth of people, both personally and family, and the time freedom, and weigh that all up against all the you know, the sort of corporate stress. And you start to think about, you know, really what's most important in life, and the ability to be able to have a life that you can really tailor to be you know, where you can have control, and all of the things that all of the people on this call are all brought into. And I really, you know, went through a stage where I really had to evaluate this really hard. And doTERRA, I believe, is a really important moment, you know, right now, in that companies tend to have moments in time, I'll call them moments in time, where, you know, if you miss that moment in time, yeah, there's always going to be a great opportunity in doTERRA, but there's always the premium moment. And I believe that we are there. And so as part of this evaluation, I started to think, well, you know, I always sort of saw that at some point in the future, you know, when I wanted to maybe slow down a bit, that maybe, you know, doTERRA would be my path in a independent way. And then I just didn't want to lose the moment. And this is the moment. I believe there's never been a better time to really come on board and seize the opportunity. So for me, it's both scary but exciting at the same time, because I've been in the corporate world for the last 10 years. But of course, some of you know me, and know me even from before that time, that even before my corporate time, I spent like 20 years in having my own company, which is like, you know, obviously being independent in doTERRA. So I've done both sides, and I'm ready to sort of do it all again. And so I couldn't be happier that you know, my journey is going to be with you guys in this team. Obviously, Nathan and Beck's leadership is, in my opinion, you know, they're two of the best leaders that we have in Europe. So I'm just thrilled that my place is going to be in this team, and obviously with my daughters that have been building a great business, and also many of you on the call that will then be in the same group that I've got some great relationships with. So I'm excited. I think this is going to be a really special journey and a new chapter in my life, and I'm just really excited to be able to share it with you all, and hope that we can you know, take this this relationship and the opportunity to another level. So it's going to be an amazing journey.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Thanks, Lisa. It's so lovely to hear. We are all very excited.
Welcome.
It's been a bit of a whirlwind, because when I sort of first talked to corporate about it, you know, I didn't know how long my notice period would be, and then it all sort of, you know, happened really quickly. And so now I'm now sort of, one day I'm in corporate, and the next day I'm out sort of building my business. So it really has been yeah, really.
It's
all
the doTERRA way.
Sorry?
It's the doTERRA way. It's always last minute. It's like, okay, well, now I'm a wellness advocate.
Yeah, so somebody said on the Diamond call where it was so announced, somebody said, well, how long will Lisa have to wait before she can start to build a business? And I think Kirk said, oh no, she doesn't need to wait, she can get on with it straight away. And then I had Claire come around this how many leads have you done this morning, Mum?
Brilliant.
Back in the
Already
whip.
being held accountable. Nice one, Claire. She's learned.
Yes,
That's good.
That's it, Claire.
Straight in the deep end. So yeah, officially today is day. So yeah.
Amazing.
So
Amazing.
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Well, welcome to the roller coaster that is the doTERRA business. You'll be amazing, and it will be so exciting to watch and help you as well. And I'm sure Lisa will appreciate any help as well. But I know we'll all be able to learn from you, Lisa, with all your
it's a journey. We're all on a journey together, and I think this is it's really exciting. So we're gonna be able to do loads together. It's great.
Thank you.
We look forward to your lives every day of what you're doing to do this business, so we can all see how you get to diamond in a month, Lisa.
Okay.
Everyone wants to know how.
No pressure then.
No pressure.
Tony actually said to me today, look, I think we should go on holiday for a couple of weeks just to give you a chance to sort of transition from one role to the next. And I said, no, I don't think that holiday is what I need. I think I just need to throw myself into it. So you'll be glad I'm not going on holiday.
Poor Tony doesn't get his holiday.
Yeah. I think Tony wants a holiday. Yeah. Come on, Lisa. Honestly, that's exactly what I expect from Lisa, and just that is what we teach, is to throw yourself into it. And not that we don't want holidays, but that's just showing the kind of person you are, and that's why you're going to be successful. Just throw yourself in there, and like all of us, you'll have your ups and downs, of course, but you'll just keep going, and that's what's really important about this business. And what an amazing thing to hear, that a testament, I guess, to how great the doTERRA business is, that because Lisa, you're a businesswoman and you've seen other multi-level marketing companies, and you've chosen to come to this side. I think it's just a really great testament to all the rest of us on here, and definitely those that are struggling and sometimes thinking, what am I doing? Is it ever going to work? Should I just get a job? The vision of what doTERRA can bring you is just so worth it. And
I mean, you're right. I mean, it's obviously to give an executive package away, in effect, well, most people think, how crazy is that? But the thing is, that all that is trading time for money. When you stop doing it, you no longer have anything, whereas just now trading, it's all about residual, isn't it? If you trade your time now for that residual income later, it's not, it may not be as big as what you could just go and earn tomorrow, but it's what it's going to bring next year and the year after. And then, so yeah, it's not about looking at it like that. It's about looking at it in the bigger picture between what you can do now. Just set your mind to it for the next 2-3 years. Look what Bex and Nathan have done. Just set your mind to it, be absolutely determined and focused, and never let anybody get in the way of that, and get in the way of that dream. Any disappointment that comes your way, it can be overtaken by the next great person that you might speak to. So if you give up, you won't ever speak to that person.
Thank you, Lisa. I really don't think that there is actually been a greater endorsement of the business than what you have just done. So everyone, Lisa stepping down from her position because she could see what everyone's achieving, and then want to actually do that herself, and thinking she can go do this. What a great endorsement to the business. Okay. We know you're going to be successful, Lisa. Thank you.
No pressure now.
No pressure.
Take 2 months if you want, Lisa. You don't have to do it in a month.
Okay, so
can I have 3 months? That'd be great.
Oh wow. Okay. If you want to take it easy, 3 months.
It's not up to us, it's up to Claire. Claire and Gemma, she teach you what to do.
Oh, yeah, Claire's the one cracking the whip right now.
Okay, so I'm going to share some slides of some photographs we took at Leadership. So as Lisa is particularly on the call, do not share this sensitive information outside of this call, okay? So this is just for eyes only, okay? But we've got some great stuff to share with you. So I'm just going to go through it, and there's about 40 slides to share with you, so I'm going to go through it quite quickly. You can ask questions at the end, or if you don't quite catch it, maybe watch the recording. Global sales for doTERRA. This is just when doTERRA started. It took them 8 years to hit $1 billion. It took them the next 3 years to hit $2 billion. And they're on track to, in 2 years, hit $3 billion. So that's the projected. This is an interesting slide because it shows you how accurate doTERRA's projected forecasts have been. So their forecasted sales to actual sales have a 99.23% accuracy in 2018, which is great. We can see that doTERRA, when they project the figures, they know what they're doing. It actually exceeded it slightly, which is awesome. And the target that was set for them was actually, we thought at the time it was very ambitious. We were excited to achieve it. We thought we could, and Europe achieved it. So that's awesome. This slide shows us the financial stability of doTERRA, that there is, I actually don't know how to explain CAGR. If anyone does, please come on and explain the 23%, better than me, because I don't know how to explain it properly. But doTERRA has a total assets of $1 billion, greater than $1 billion. This is their buildings that they have, this is their partnerships, so they have money invested in partnerships with essential oil company, sourcing partnerships, growing partnerships. They also have their stock of essential oils and other things. IP, which is great, is $1 billion, which is fantastic. They also have $0 of debt, and we have a 70% retention rate. This is the growth by region. So key region here is that 2018 actual growth was 72 million for Europe and Russia, and 2019 projected growth is 117 million. Now, what's interesting about that is the actual growth compared to the size of the market. So our actual growth is coming on to where the US and Canada's actual growth is, but in terms of percentage, it's way, way bigger. So the US and Canada's growth might be 10%, whereas Europe's is like 120%. Okay, so the growth is crazy. This is the US sales. This is you just need to look at the graph here. You don't need to see it. This is just to show you what Europe's doing compared to the US. So the US is kind of stabilized. They have their ups and their downs, different months, different years. This is over months. Sorry, this is over different years, sorry, ups and downs. And then Europe sales over the months and the years of 2016 and to 2018, you can see where it goes up and down each month, but it's steadily going up, whereas this one is kind of going up slower. Does that make sense? Whereas the US has kind of hit a bit of maturity, whereas Europe is still going up very, very fast. This is Europe sales. So it's projected 2019. They didn't put the figures up there, what it's projected to be, but I reckon it's going to be, if 2018 was about 150 million, projected 2019 is going to be about 300 million, okay, or thereabouts. Lisa, tell me if I'm wrong on this, any of this stuff, just let's say. All right. Europe sales by country. So the top 5 countries by sales volume. Top one is the UK, closely followed by Romania. Then Germany. Germany is getting bigger and bigger and should be the #1 market, as in terms of revenue, it should be the biggest in Europe. So if you've got any German contacts, get on those German contacts. Switzerland is next, and then Austria. The fastest growing EU countries are Russia, Bulgaria, Belarus, Romania, and Norway, and they are growing rapidly. Obviously, Russia is growing so fast because, done by percentage. So if it's got 5 wellness advocates doing, it's got very little, so it's growing much quicker because it's doubling and doubling and doubling quicker. So that's why that's there. But Romania has just gone nuts. They taught us a bit about their product strategy. So a couple of things that they're having amazing success with. Yarrow Pom has been a massive hit in the States. So we're going to get that this year, or shortly we're going to get that. The Kits collection has been a big hit. An On Guard mouthwash, big hit. We got a couple of On Guard mouthwashes and I really love that product. And the Copaiba Self Gel, so having a new convenient delivery of that essential oil. They've also just come out with that in Europe as well as America. There is a 4. You can now buy 4 each time you do an order of Copaiba. Okay, whereas before it was you could only buy 1 with each order. So if you want to stock up on a bit of Copaiba or Copaiba, however you'd like to say it, you can do that now. The future of product development. I won't go into this slide, but there's some more stuff coming, like with the kids collection. There's more stuff to come because of the popularity of it. Then looking at more stuff to do with technology and how they can help with teaching people about essential oil benefits. Going to update the hair care because there's a lot of that could do with improving, and some other things that could do with improving, which we'll talk about now. So the last doTERRA blend, or what do you call it, doTERRA deodorant was a bit of a flop. First one was. This one is much better, and it's got a lot of the actually works and has got a lot of the bad stuff removed that you don't have in other in most deodorants. So it's free from aluminium, talcs and parabens and other things. And then they just ranked it on the environmental working group scores, and they all came up with a score of 1 for all the products that they use, which is fantastic. There are other products so what they taught us there is that there are other products. So there are products that have things that us in Europe don't love as much, whereas in the States, doTERRA looks like absolute Greenpeace kings. Okay, because of, and it led a lot by Europeans and us sharing with them that this product, this ingredient in this isn't that great, whereas in the States, nobody says that that's a bad ingredient. Does that make sense? So they get the feedback from us and other countries where these ingredients aren't endorsed as much as maybe in the States, and then they change it. So if there are ingredients and things like that which we don't love as much, doTERRA are listening and their products are changing with that. Okay, so with the also like packaging, for instance. So in the States, they don't really get any complaints about the packaging that happens unless it's trashed, right? Whereas over here in Europe, we all want it to be plastic free, it to be environmentally friendly, and not too much of the packaging. And we're very passionate about that. And doTERRA, I think they've even just launched it so that most of us are now getting packaging which is just cardboard, no plastic involved or very little plastic. So doTERRA are listening to us. Thanks to Lisa as well. There's a formulation strategy. So this is just how they work out their strategy for that. If any of you are going to a convention in America, there is a new date pattern. I may have told a couple of people that it was Thursday, Friday and Saturday. It's actually Wednesday, Thursday and Friday is the sessions, and Powered Success is on the Saturday now. So if any of you are looking at that, it is the Wednesday and Thursday, Friday for the general sessions. Okay. Just so you're aware of the price adjustments. So the consumer price index, which you can see is the big line there, has gone up over the last, and it always goes up, okay? But doTERRA's price adjustments haven't been in line with that. So we saw a price adjustment in doTERRA's prices in the US in 2018, and we saw a small one for the UK linking it to the US price, but it's only risen by 3%, okay? So in the future, there may be some more price adjustments. However, what this slide is showing you is that doTERRA's price adjustments, they're being very kind to us, okay? But just so you're aware, the cost of frankincense oil has gone up over the last 4 to 5 years tremendously. So doTERRA haven't said that there's going to be a price increase, but I'm assuming this slide is in there to warn us that there's probably going to be a price increase in frankincense, okay? because people are using the oil a lot, and doTERRA are using the oil a lot, the way that they're sourcing it is having to improve much greater, and so the price of the oil is going up. And we all want that, because we want the sustainability of this wonderful oil and the trees to be kept. We've got some great news that local oil manufacturing is expanding from Pleasant Grove, which is in Utah, and they are having a manufacturing operation or plant in Europe very soon, which is great news. So rather than all the oils having to be shipped out of Europe or wherever they are, Africa, China, and wasting all of that money being shipped across the Atlantic to Utah, some of them, or half of them, or whatever they decide, is going to be shipped straight to Europe and then sent from there, which is great. So we're going to have our own sourcing, our own testing labs, everything in Europe. Okay. This should mean that there's also less stock run out as well, because we have the oils right there on tap. And this is an interesting slide, that actually 41% of all of doTERRA's oils come from Europe. That's quite cool. I didn't realise that. That's amazing, isn't it? So that's the most out of any continent. We share most of the oils. So the next biggest one is Asia, 33%. Okay. So this won't have affected many of us in the United Kingdom. However, there have been some big IT problems throughout different countries in Europe. And we may experience some, or we've experienced some over the last year, little bits and pieces. The current system that doTERRA are using, that we all know, is a little bit clunky and does break at times. doTERRA are aware of this. For the next year and a bit, possibly 2 years, they're going to be fixing it, and so that we can make that site work properly for us. The long-term plan after that is to have a full singing, all dancing, lovely website like the US have. But the US has a few problems with their new website, which they've got to get fixed. And then these IT things just take time. So just be aware, if you do have an IT problem, if you find a problem, post it on the Facebook groups, and then make corporate aware of it so they can fix it. They have a war room in the UK. So wait, I think it is in the UK at the moment. Or in Europe, an IT war room where they're fixing these things as they occur if there's any issues. So any country in Europe, if there's issues, shout about it straight away so the war room can get on it straight away. Okay. And service levels, so you're aware of like the customer service. Sometimes customer service has places where it can improve, let's say. So, but the goal for them is that 80% of all calls are in less than a minute. The problem happens when there is an IT issue or something else and everyone calls up in one day. That's when everybody doesn't get answered in less than a minute. So on that day, it can seem like it's way less than 80%. But that is the problem with when things happen. So it's better to put things like that, IT issues, rather than calling in and saying, I've got an issue, put it on the Facebook group and see if there's any answers so you can wait. Otherwise, you might wait around in a call for a while. Diamond Club. This is just showing you what we did in 2018 and what Diamond Club is running currently. And there's 245 participants around Europe. That's more than double that did it last year. That's exciting. Founders Club. Take pictures, everyone. This is a great little slide here. So what this is showing us is how many spaces are left for founders in the different countries in Europe, okay, and what qualification you would need to be, okay. So for instance, in Austria, there are 4 places left for founder, and you need to be diamond 3 times in a row to achieve that. So Switzerland and Liechtenstein, there's 5. The Netherlands, there's 6. The United Kingdom, there's still 10 spots available. Republic of Slovakia, 6 places. Bosnia, Herzegovina, Croatia, and Slovenia, there's 1 place left. If you want that, crack on quickly on that one. Ireland, there's still 5 places left. Iceland, Denmark, Finland, Norway, and Sweden, that's 8. So Iceland, Denmark, Finland, and Norway, and Sweden, when they put it together, that's one kind of country, that's one kind of founder region, okay? Because the doTERRA predicts from all the sales that the sales aren't going to be as high as, say, the United Kingdom, which is stand out on its own. Italy, there's 7, and you only have to be gold to be Italian founder. So that's something to go for, Adele. Go for that one. Hungary's closed. Bulgaria, Moldova, and Romania are closed. France, Andorra, and Monaco, 15. There is not one space taken. So Lithuania, Estonia, and Latvia, there's 5 places, and you only need to be gold for all of these. You know, this is an amazing opportunity. 15 places left, and you only have to be gold in France. France is the 3rd biggest economy in Europe, so I would really go for France if you can. And then you've got Spain as well, you've got Portugal, and they're all open still and plenty of spaces. So great opportunities there, everyone. If you've ever searched doTERRA in Google, then sometimes it hasn't been great. You can search doTERRA and get all kinds of other things like Young Living show up and things like that. doTERRA are really working on it. So for instance, in the UK, Germany and Romania, because they're the biggest markets at the moment, they're really working on getting their search terms. They want to be the first in their market when you type in something like doTERRA or doTERRA oils, doTERRA essential oils, doTERRA country. Okay, they're working on all of that. They're working on supporting our business with better emails. Some of the emails that doTERRA sends, let's put it lightly, they're not the greatest. They can improve a little bit on that. So they're working on their journeys with that, and they're going to start being really great. Okay. This is some of Lisa's slides. So in January 2018, when Lisa opened the office, there was only 7 staff members she founded it with. And now as she leaves, there's 38 staff members and counting, and an amazing culture and ethos in the office that's only going to grow and become better. And she set it up amazingly so that it's going, when she leaves it, it will still carry on going, which is a sign of a great leader. They've also changed the sales managers to market development managers, which is actually what the sales managers actually do. They don't do sales. I suppose we do the selling, but we do the educating. The market development managers help us to grow the market. So they've now changed their title to market development managers. And there is 8. They've just announced a new, I've forgotten where she was, what market she was over. Apologies, I think she's over France. I think that there's a new lady over France. I've forgotten her name though, it's in the bottom left. So if you're in France or anything like that, you have a new market development manager. Some record-breaking milestones. There was 100 to 150 tour events held throughout Europe. Had the largest convention attendance outside of the United States and in London, and so many other great things that happened last year. Now, this is a great slide. European growth has gone from 16 million in 2015 to circa 140 million, growing hopefully next year to almost 300 million. Okay, that is rapid growth and amazing growth that all of you are going to be helping to achieve, but to be a part of as well. Really, really exciting. This is the sales growth last year, so it just shows you month on month. So the red is 2016, the blue is 2017, the green is 2018. You can just see it's basically every single month it's doubling. The top 20 sales countries, 2017 versus 2018. You can see here Romania has just pushed its way right up to the top. But other countries, they only show the top 20. There are other countries, but they weren't high enough, so they didn't rank on here. This is the top 20 in the United Kingdom. You can look out for your country. It's kind of fun to see. And then rank advancements. So you can see here that in 2017, 2018, silver's more than doubled. There's a 141% increase. Gold, there was a 138% increase. Platinum's 127. But the biggest jump was blue diamonds from 6 to 25. That's 317% increase. That's amazing. also, they call it Project David, but what this means is basically all of the live, build, share guides and the buildings, the natural solutions class handout is being translated into all of the different languages throughout Europe, or many of them. I think there's like 16 to 25 different languages that they're translating into, and they're 50% through some. It just shows you on here where they're at with most of the editions. Okay. If you want to know more about where they're up to with your language, go to doteraeveryday.eu/project updates. Okay, the link's there at the bottom. Online updates, direct deposit. So for the UK and for Italy, it's fully working. Direct deposit, if you don't know what that is, it's basically you don't have to request the money to be sent to you. It just gets automatically sent straight into your bank account when you get paid, which is brilliant. And at the moment, it's only in the UK and Italy that it's working. In Germany, it's in its final testing, and then for the other countries in Europe, it's going to be rolled out over the next year. The UK, Germany are live with our website. So if you go to dotera.co.uk, you can get UK specific stuff on doTERRA. It's all the same stuff really, but then you have the added UK stuff and some of the American stuff taken away, which doesn't add value or as much value as the UK stuff. Germany is live as well. Romania is launching in February. Others will be launching this year, okay, specifically to your country. There is now going to be an image library. Everyone says, woo! For all of your Facebook groups and for your social media, everything like that, there's going to be images on there that you can download and use to aid you with this. Not actually sure when they said this would be live, but it's going to be live this year sometime, I believe. If anyone can remember that from leadership, please put that in the comments and I'll catch that. Videos, we talked about this before, but there's lots of new videos coming out and there's new ones. It's on the vimeo.com and YouTube under playlists. There's the compensation one already, the LRP. There's some branding videos. There's ones on leaders. And they're available in 18 different languages, and they're continually building on these videos. And one thing that they've done with Facebook captioning facility is if you have a look at the video, you can change the language to whatever language you want under the captioning facility. So if you have a look at that, then that's great. Additional updates, there's price lists with including VAT, which are coming out. There's 37 different translated enrollment kit flyers now available. Eco packaging is being rolled out this month. Woohoo! And VAT pricing, reduced pricing for VAT. So where like Digesen may be we may only see a 10% VAT, we'll get a 10% reduction because it only incurs a 10% fee for VAT. Okay. So that's not, I'm not saying Digesen does do that. I'm just saying that's an example of some oils. Some oils will attract maybe not 0% or some products. So very soon prices should reduce on some of the products. Okay. Hold the date. So this is for all of you on this call and for most of you, because even if you are not Premier right now, I'm sure you're going to work towards Premier and above by October the 3rd, which is the Diamond Day. 4th and 5th of October is the Leadership Summit, okay, or the Leader Summit, okay? So this is for Premiers and above. And they will probably change that the following year to Silvers and above, okay, because there'll be too many. So make sure you get on this one. And that's in Amsterdam. Here are the events coming up this year. Take a quick picture, screenshot, so you can post them whenever you want. They'll be all over the Facebook pages as well. I'll give it like 5 more seconds on that. Okay, last 3 slides. Very cool. So the direct selling industry in 2017, the global sales were 190 billion. Now, doTERRA now doesn't really see themselves as a direct sales company. Okay, they see themselves as a healthcare company, but interesting to share the direct sales, show where we're at with them in terms of numbers. So in 2017, we were 11th in the whole global industry. In Europe, in 2015, these were the numbers. Okay, so it was Europe's worth about 35 billion in 2015, and these were the top 5 players. In 2017, it's worth 43 billion in the industry, and doTERRA is now number 4. And that's 2017 figures. So if Herbalife increased by 20 million, doTERRA is now 3rd because it is at 140 million. And if it goes on next year to go up to anywhere near 300 million, which is the projected target, will be the number 1 number 1 direct sales company in Europe, as long as Walk doesn't increase as well, which it very well may do. So it might be the number 1 or number 2 in Europe, and that's just amazing. The growth there is incredible. I hope you guys can see the vision with this and get excited. You know, you can see it with Lisa joining. How exciting this is! What an amazing opportunity the doTERRA business is. All the signs are saying doTERRA is on for massive growth still. I'll end the call there, and then any questions, anyone? Let's see what people have put in there.
Nathan, I just got a quick question, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
As you know, I'm in Barbados, and I've been chatting to people. Do doTERRA cover Barbados yet?
I actually don't know, Nicola.
It's just I'm trying to sort out a party while I'm out here.
I would just put it on the group. Are you part of any of the corporate groups?
Yeah, I'll do that. It's not a problem.
I would put it on the corporate group because that's all I would do for the thing, and I'll just see if you can get an answer from that. If you don't get an answer within a day, then message me and I'll try and escalate it to my account manager and see if they can get an answer.
Thanks.
No problem. But you should get an answer pretty quick. Andy said K and CAGR is compound annual growth rate. That's correct, Andy. I just don't know how to explain it that well. Sophie said, are we getting that price increase too then? Which price increase was that, Sophie? The frankincense one, do you mean, or do you mean the 3%? Just let me know what you think there. Saskia, Germany. What do you mean about Germany, Saskia? I'm not sure what slide that was on. Bruce has asked, how does Founders work? I'll explain that last thing, Bruce, in case anyone wants to leave and they know what Founders is. But if people want to stay on, I'll talk to you all about Founders, what that is quickly. I'll talk to that, Adrian, I'll mention that in Founders as well. What does it mean if a country is closed, i.e. Hungary? Actually, that's pretty quick, that's easy. If a country is closed as a founder, it means that no, you can't be a founder in that country. It's already got all of its founders. So let's say Hungary had 10 founders in it. Those 10 spots have gone. It's kind of with founders, it's a bit of a race to be the first one to get those spots. Once you've got those spots, it's done. It's closed. It's a growth tactic that doTERRA are using to speed up the growth in all the countries, so that everyone's going fast and it seems to be working, right? So they can feel a sense of urgency because they want those spots. Kim said no founders places left. For where? Oh, I think she's explaining for you, Adrian, on that one. And so's Heather. The last slide said Feb 19. What do you mean by that, Catherine, Jonathan? You said the last slide said Feb 19. What does that mean? What's that for?
That me that said that.
Well,
I haven't typed anything for ages. Last thing I put was with regards to
maybe it's
not going on holiday.
Maybe it's a different Catherine then.
It's me. Sorry, it was
Catherine.
Hi. It was referring to the image library.
Oh, it said on the slide, did it?
It's the slide before it said February 19.
Catherine, you're sharp.
And I think Lisa just confirmed that in the comments as well.
Oh, brilliant. Due this month. Excellent. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks,
Great.
Catherine. I'd obviously missed that. Oh, Lisa's saying, I think Barbados is global access. Lisa knows. Handy having Lisa on these calls now.
Yeah, I saw that. Thanks, Nathan.
I'll talk about founder in a second, V. Sophie said either or both. So, I don't know the answer, Sophie. Maybe Lisa, do you have an answer for the pricing increase? Are we going to be seeing a pricing increase of 3%? Or have we already seen that already? And then frankincense, is that likely to go up? Which I think it is likely to go up. I don't know how much by. Yeah, there wasn't Germany on there, Saskia, but I don't think very many are taken. We can find out though for you if you want, but we'll find out for you. Yeah, you need to, don't put too much. Less is more with the oils, Peter. Less is more. Okay. Lisa said there's no further price increase planned. Obviously, that may change now that she's gone and not fighting to keep it down. keep fighting, Lisa. Keep fighting this side. Linda said some oils have come down in the US. I thought frankincense was one of them. I'm not sure on that, Linda. Hopefully that is the case, and hopefully it doesn't go up. But they didn't say there was going to be a price increase on frankincense, but it definitely seemed like there would be, as they were showing us that slide. Well, maybe they were showing us that slide to show us that essential oils, the sourcing of them has gone up, but doTERRA hasn't increased their prices. So, you know, we can thank doTERRA for that. But I don't think that's sustainable for a long time. So I'm assuming the prices will go up. Sophie said, who's the new MD? Or when we get the announcement? I don't know, Sophie. And they don't have a new MD in place or to take over at the moment. But Murray is interim. Murray Smith, who was vice president or is vice president over Europe, has stepped into Lisa's place at the moment. And just filling in where Lisa was at the moment. Okay, so you can be rest assured that everything's going to move very, very smoothly and work just as good as when Lisa was there, although maybe not, well, I wouldn't say just as good, probably not quite as good, but it's still going to work well. All right. Founders, let's talk about founders. So to be a founder, what a founder means is that you hit gold or diamond or platinum, and you're the first for 3 months in a row, and you're the first to do so in that country, on that region, okay? So let's say you've got 10, there's 10 spots. So it'd be the first 10 golds in Hungary, okay? Or in the UK, it's the first 15 diamonds, okay? Now, when we say diamonds, it doesn't necessarily mean the first 15 diamonds and they've got one leg in the UK. Okay, so here's it's much tougher than that. So to be a founder in the UK, you can be from your own. So let's say Adrian is from the USA. Okay, well, let's use Hayley Hobson as an example. Hayley Hobson is in the USA. If she found 3 leaders or 3 legs that were in the UK and they all went Premier, so all 3 of those legs were Premier, so she was gold in the UK. If gold was the requirement in the UK, she would be founder, okay? But she has to have all that volume or enough volume in the UK. So let's say it's 15,000 volume to be gold, right? You have to have 5,000 on one leg, 5,000 on another, and 5,000 on another minimum. you have to have a minimum of 5,000 in the UK. So if Hayley had stuff in the USA, she'd have to, that would get discounted. So if she was gold with that US stuff, she would not be founder, even though she's gold, right? So she'd still get her gold rank, but she wouldn't make founder. Now, the reason why you want to be founder is very exciting, because what country founders are is what doTERRA do is they take 0.5% of all of the sales in that country, okay, and then they split it by the 15 people or the 10 people, whatever it is for that country. So in the United Kingdom, if you become a founder of the United Kingdom, they'll take all of the sales for that year and they'll take 0.5% of that and they will split it. Now, it's not done by money, so it's not done by what the sales are. It's obviously done by PV again. And then the exchange rate is used there, just the same way we calculate everything, okay? But it's still a substantial amount of money just for the fact that you want to get those ranks anyway, right? So, and build it right. So there could be 30 diamonds in the UK and 20 of them don't get founder because they have a leg in the US or they don't have enough in there. So if you're thinking, oh, the UK's gone because there's so many diamonds in the UK, that is not true, okay? Because a lot of the diamonds don't necessarily have the volume in the right places. So don't worry about what others are doing. Concentrate on your own and build it as fast as you can, and build it right. Does that make sense? So France, for instance, if you think the UK might be much more people in a better position for the UK, well, France, I would say that's pretty much untouched. Okay, Germany, there's not as much, but more. And there's other countries as well. There's founder spots all over the place. So it's a very exciting opportunity for everybody to get involved in and to not be scared or put off that they can't make founder. So just to give you an example, so we made European founder. So European founder, that's separate to the country founders. So when doTERRA first came over, they've never done country founders ever. They'd always do like American, so North American founder or Australian founder or Europe founder, right? So they had a Europe founder and there was only 25 places. And what they did is they split 1% of the whole of Europe's volume, and the first 25 people to gold split that every single year, okay? Which you can imagine is a lot of money, okay? So we didn't think we would get that because we thought loads of people were ahead of us. And so we raced to try and get it. Well, first of all, we didn't. And then we were like, well, we want to get to gold and there anyway, so this may as well go for it as fast as we can. And we managed to get the very last place, which was well worth it for European founder. So we got European founder and we've been getting that now for 3 years. And let me tell you, it is worth it. Okay, and it's only if the volume for Europe is doubling, then our check is doubling every single year for European founder. Okay, so then doTERRA, what they realized is that European founder, a lot of the European founders were in Germany, in Holland, in the UK, and in one or two, in several countries. There's like 5 or 6 countries that they were mainly in. And they weren't in these other countries throughout Europe, so they weren't as incentivized to build like Romania and other places. So what they did is they come up with country founder just for Europe, for its specific regions. There's no other place in the world that you can get country founder, so you guys are very, very privileged. A lot of the US guys, for instance, a lot of the big US leaders are not US founders, and they didn't change it to make state founders, right? They didn't do that like they have over here. They've made country founders. We're very, very lucky that they've done that. And there's obvious reasons. In the UK, in Europe, we're quite together, but we're separated by cultures and languages, even though we've got the EU. And we all travel between each other's countries, and we're all very inclusive. And work hard, but there are cultures and there are barriers, there's language barriers. So those founders' bonuses are there to encourage people to build in their countries. And then after that, once they've built in their countries and they're founders, they then become like the figureheads of those countries to really help and create the culture and to help with the culture and to continue building that. That's why they get paid that check. So they have to maintain it. So you'd have to maintain gold. They even, every year they may increase the requirements. So for instance, when we first hit European Founder, it was gold. It's now diamond to be European Founder. So some people have dropped out of European Founder, okay, because they couldn't maintain the requirements. What happens in that situation is the place is gone. It doesn't get given to the next worthy advocate because that's way too hard for doTERRA to sort. There'll be way too many arguments about that. So they don't give it up, it just goes. The place is just gone. Any questions? Does that make sense? Josh has asked, can you make founder in more than one place? Yes, you can. If you let's say you want to be founder in the UK, you'd have to have 4 legs in the UK. If you wanted to then be founder in Romania, you'd have to have 3 or 4 legs in Romania. So that would mean required, Josh, that you'd have to have 8 legs. Or you'd have a massive leg of UK, and then the volume's got to be that much more to then be for Romania as well, and you've got to have the enrollership of that person. So you can do it. I mean, we were very fortunate that we were able to get European founder, and then because we'd only built in the UK, we also got UK founder by default, which was very lucky, I suppose, for us. Very lucky and lovely. But yes, you can be both, or 4 or 5. And there are other country spots, founder spots. There's not just the European ones. There's ones in Brazil, for instance. There's ones all over the world. Okay, so find out about them. I don't have the information on them to hand, but you can find out about more of them. Adele says, in Italy, you have to keep gold for 9 months. What that means, Adele, is let's say you were to hit gold in April, you then would need to have it for 3 months. However, if this year you hit gold in October, November, and December, you would qualify this year as long as the places hadn't filled up. You would then still qualify. So it is 3 months. However, you would have to qualify if you did it earlier than that for the whole 3 months, because they only give you, if you're going to qualify for a year, they only give you 3 months of you not making it. Does that make any sense? So you'd have to kind of start again if you did. Bruce has asked, does the leg have to be all in the UK or just the main gold advocates? So let's say it's neither of those, Bruce, neither of those. So let's say you're the gold advocate, Bruce, and you're in the UK. It doesn't matter if you're in the UK or not. You could be in America, okay? But the 3 legs that you have to have 3 premier legs that are in the UK. So their accounts have to be UK accounts. Does that make sense? And then the volume under them can be anywhere in the world, but it only counts for UK volume towards founder. So you'd have to have 2 legs of 2,000 with UK volume in it, of 2,000 or more, and then an overall of 5 or more to be UK founder. Does that make sense? It's a little complicated. Basically, build everyone in the UK or wherever you want to be founder, make sure that everything is in that country. Okay, all the volume is. And if you've got volume from other countries coming in, then you've got to replace that volume to make it up to where you want to be.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense?
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? Been a long call, but happy to answer anything else that anyone would like to know or anything. Awesome. Well, thank you all for coming on tonight. We'll see you next month. But if you've got any questions at all, put them on Silver Blossom, put some stuff up on there. The recording will be up there. So Lovely seeing you all. And if you sign up to Droplii, then put your link in there so that people can sign up to it if they want to. All right. Thanks, guys. See you soon.